We've got the first details on Kylo Ren's new ship from The Last Jedi, so if you are spoiler phobic, click ahead to this timestamp now.
This week on the Star Wars Show, Andy talks with the cast and filmmakers of Star Wars The Last Jedi. We take a closer look at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and much, much more. Now, from the Lucasfilm headquarters, it's the Star Wars Show.
Hey, I'm Andy Gutierrez, and welcome to the Star Wars Show, the only Star Wars show on the internet that is nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award. I'd celebrate with Anthony, but he's not here this week. We'll explain why later in the episode, but first, let's go to the news. Star Wars The Last Jedi is only a few months away, and with a new movie comes a whole new ship for Kylo Ren to take control of. And wouldn't you know it, we have the first images of it. Also, spoiler warning, if you don't want to know anything about this is your last chance to skip ahead. We good? Good. Kylo's new ship is called the TIE Silencer, whose full technical name is the Sinar Jamis TIE VN Space Superiority Fighter. The Silencer features laser cannons and a missile launcher and looks an awful lot like a darker, sharper-edged TIE Interceptor. And speaking of new Star Wars things, there was a ton of new Star Wars reveals last weekend at the D23 Expo in Anaheim. The cast of The Last Jedi debuted an incredible behind-the-scenes reel showing off the new creatures, aliens, and locations from the new movie. Also debuting new behind-the-scenes action was Battlefront 2, which showed off a new trailer giving fans a glimpse behind the scenes of the making of the new single-player campaign. But the big talk of the weekend was the newly unveiled Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the brand new Star Wars-themed land coming to Disneyland and Walt Disney World in 2019. Aside from the unveiling of the model, we also got a few more details on the two Star Wars-themed rides coming to the park. One lets you actually pilot the Millennium Falcon, where apparently all of your moves will have consequences that follow you throughout the park, as well as a ride that puts you inside of a Star Destroyer hangar bay, plopping you in the middle of a battle between the First Order and the Resistance. And for those of you visiting Galaxy's Edge in Florida in the months after it's opened, you can have the option to stay in a fully immersive Star Wars themed hotel with the aliens, droids, and creatures you'd find in a galaxy far, far away. Plus, every window has a view into space. And we'll have a ton more from D23 later in the show. As we mentioned earlier, the Star Wars Show was nominated for a Primetime Emmy this week for Outstanding Short-Form Variety Series. But we're not the only Star Wars show nominated this week. Star Wars Rebels also picked up its much-deserved first Emmy nomination for Outstanding Children's Program. Congratulations to all of the nominees and their hardworking crews who made this possible. Looking at you, Frank, Kyle, and Dana. Finally, this week, Kevin the Ewok, what are you doing here? What? Ewoks are coming to Galaxy of Heroes. Oh, anyone else? It's amazing. Are you in the game too? Oh. Is it because you're not canon? It's a bummer. Oh wait, you have a trailer for us. Can you show it? Roll it.
Watching the Star Wars Show.
Guys, I am so bummed that I can't be there this week with all this insane news coming out of D23, but it is all for a good cause. I'm in LA right now shooting our new show, Science and Star Wars, which is going to come out this fall. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We've got huge experiments and huge guests, and I'm having such a wonderful time, and I will be back next week. And in the meantime, Andy, I need you to kick down all the doors and crack all the skulls in the office until you find out who this perfect boy is for me. You find out for me, Andy. I love him.
Look at him, he's heading for that small moon.
That's no moon.
You know what? I've got cards for you, but whatever.
Let's just rip it.
Let's do it. We're friends.
I love your dress. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I love yours.
Thanks.
We're both very Star Wars-ish.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of Star Wars fashion.
Yeah.
You having fun?
I'm actually having a lot of fun. Star Wars is like,
So where can I get a lobster sweater like that?
That lobster sweater I'm gonna hold on to tight. I'm gonna not let that go. Or I'll eBay it and we'll pay for the effects budget.
So how's Phasma different this time around?
What I can tell you is that Phasma is in the film.
Now, has it been easier this time around? What has changed coming into The Last Jedi?
I found nothing easier, and I still felt like, oh my god, I shouldn't be here. What's going on? This is so weird.
So after 40 years of having Luke Skywalker be you, do you know him intimately yet?
Well, I thought I did, but I like the unexpected. And this film, I think, is really unique, and that's all due to Rian Johnson.
So we see Finn in a Rebel pilot outfit. Where's he at right now?
I think Finn just came across some wardrobe. Finn is a big jacket stealer.
And big spoiler alert, she gets out of that trash compactor. So Canto Bight, what's it like showing off that different side of society?
It was a really interesting journey, kind of finding the look of that place.
I'd never been on a set that opulent in my life.
They would have all the creatures in like a dramatic situation. They would have the casino set up and all the creatures working the table and playing bets.
That's gotta be so cool.
And then I would just walk through it and experience it as a living environment.
With all those creatures in there, did you get Millie a little cameo or anything?
I flat out asked, are there dogs in the Star Wars universe? And the answer was no.
So this time around, it seems that Rey is a lot more of a physical role.
It's funny what people take from
Seeing
something. But also, like, I watched that and I wouldn't think that. I was thinking, oh my god, they're giving away so much. And then everyone's been like, oh, physical. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it is.
Would you say there's more or less running at full speed in this one?
There's way more, and I thought there was going to be less. So you see, after 7, I thought I'd be in a floating chair, just saying, Ray, go get look. But I'll be sleeping off every 30 minutes, so more like a sleeping syndrome thing.
Yeah, where's your John Boyega sweatshirt?
I know! It's not here. I actually have spoiler. I have a Rian Johnson t-shirt that I was gonna wear today, and I forgot it, so.
Does she have a bit of a score to settle with Finn?
Do you want to ask me something else, like who my suit's by, or like, do I like having longer hair? Because I would start having a better chance of answering those questions than anything you are wonderfully presenting to me right now.
Hey guys, I'm on the floor of the D23 Expo, standing in front of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts Galaxy of Stories. Let's go check it out. Now Rex here is somebody that we all know and love from the history of Star Wars. That's exciting.
And he has a new job.
Oh.
We might head over to the cantina. We might find a little droid DJing in the background there.
What we love is the opportunity to share with everyone what we've been working on for the past 2 years. You are the adventurer. You are the rogue explorer going off to the edge of wild space and crafting your own adventure.
It gives us an opportunity to experience Star Wars in all new ways, whether that is the food, the drink, the smells, what it feels like to walk down that street.
That's what makes Star Wars, right? Like you're walking down a path or an alley or a street and droids going by, and you might see a Thorian, or you might see a couple X-Wings hidden over there in the forest. The Resistance, for some reason, has like a history of like hiding out in like old ancient ruins.
And one thing I've noticed walking around here is that the First Order presence is pretty strong.
Whenever you have the First Order and the Resistance nearby,
something's bound to happen.
Something's bound to happen, but this time we're going to be right in the middle of it.
If you look deep in the village, in the heart of the village, in one of our hangar bays, there's a ship that's very, very familiar, the Millennium Falcon. That is really a lifelong dream, to be able to climb aboard that cockpit, sit down, take the controls of the Falcon, and fly across the galaxy. We're going to let you do it.
This model itself is massive. How big is the area going to be?
We're 14 acres, so it's the largest land expansion in the history of our company. It's Star Wars. It's got to be big. I mean, you can't do...
Go big or go home.
Go big or home. You can't do things small with Star Wars.
Last week, we asked you to tell us where you thought Cheese was hiding for the last 4 months, and a lot of you had some pretty clever theories. Deadeye Clown said Cheese was roaming the halls, declaring independence and letting us know that he's Nacho Cheese now. Clever. Odd Person XD added his own Cheese Snoke theory, which may or may not be true, but the biggest theory was that he was off filming another cameo a la Chopper in Rogue One, which we can now officially confirm is not true, because the real story is a lot less dramatic than that. Watch.
I'll leave this here for safekeeping. No one ever comes in here. I've been looking for this.
Well, that was super anticlimactic, but that's our show for this week. Thanks for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you. And Kyle, gotta keep the area neater, or we'll lose him again.
Guys, I think you're skipping.
I'm done.
Unless you want to talk about Star Wars.
Oh no, sorry, Mom.
It's a good one. Good luck.
Thanks. You touched me.